I'm shirtless because miracles are real and God hates the Falcons. Oh, we about to laugh at Atlanta. Thomas, hit that intro, baby.
Hey, Ralph. Ralphie, Andrew, and Dave. All right, I got a little intel. Your Saints Happy Hour podcast? Yeah. It's a joke, all right? And I'll tell you what. You, Ralph, you mispronounce everything, okay? I listen, I go, what the? Does he not know the English language? All right, Ralph. Try to get an English class in there every now and then, okay, pal? Hey, Andrew! Think you're smart, huh? Think you're smart? You're in big trouble, pal. You piece of shit like you for breakfast. And then, of course, there's Dave. Dave, a little obnoxious? Got a little bit of chip on your shoulder, huh? You gotta cut people down all the time? Is that what you gotta do? But know that life is good. Appreciate it. Do what you do. Keep on keeping on. Shooter out.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. We are live on Twitch, and if you're watching on Twitch, you get to see my gorgeous, sexy body because I'm not
Congratulations. If you're audio only, you are being spared right now, Ralph shirtless.
Well, I told the people if the Saints came back from 26 to 10 down that I would do the live stream shirtless, and I'm nothing if I'm not a man of my word. If you aren't, you should follow us on Twitch, and remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. Smash that like button on Twitch and YouTube. Also, become an annual patron at patreon.com like Matt, like Joy, and I'm going to butcher your name. I'm just going to call you Eek, who signed up about 45 minutes ago.
Spell it out for us, Ralph.
Right?
I don't have it in front of me, but it was long and it had a lot of vowels. So go to saintshappyhour.com, become an annual patron. You get 2 months for free. Remember, live show, Port Orleans this Friday.
It's happening.
Everyone who RSVPs at the link in the description, you get a free Boys Are Back in Town cup featuring Honey Badger and Jarvis Landry. You can fill it up with beer with your first drink for $3. All the proceeds go to Team Gleason. And oh, by the way, Thomas came up with an amazing idea. We are now doing an MVP contest for people who watch and donate or subscribe during the live stream. Anyone who donates during the show each week gets entered into a drawing at the end of the season for a Saints Happy Hour t-shirt and a Smoke Monday t-shirt. The person who donates the most each week, they get entered for our drawing to win 2 Saints game tickets for 2023. And the person who donates each week gets to have a 30-second video of themselves giving their Saints hot take played the following week. So donate. Just get in. If you're watching the live stream right now, just donate, and maybe you can have a hot take.
Get in the lead.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
Ralph, can you? Has he suffered enough? Can you put your shirt on now?
No. You're gonna mess with the mojo if he puts it
I
back
am
on.
impressed that he has a fat head of himself wearing a shirt.
I
behind him.
have.
He's got to do the whole show like this. I got
a fat head of me. I got a fat head of Jarvis Landry, and I got a fat head of Arthur Smith, the coward, up at the top.
I was gonna suggest. I don't know how Andrew and Kevin, how you feel, but I just got the idea. Maybe we should take our shirts off in solidarity with our brother Ralph, and we should all do the podcast.
Well, here's the thing, though. We didn't have Thomas, the producer extraordinaire. He didn't alert us until like 5 minutes before the show started. Apparently, Twitch has really, really tight standards, and they'll drop the ban hammer on you for nudity.
All right, well, do me a favor. Just don't lean over and touch those fat heads like you did ever again, like you just did.
Yeah.
We really don't need that.
Well, one of us is allowed
I'm
to be
drinking a
shirtless
High
for a
Life to
week.
celebrate.
So, I popped a little bubbly here. I'm drinking a little Tétanger, a French champagne. Huh?
That's another notch on the old Andrew is
the
more bougie than
off.
Dave belt.
That's right.
I don't even know. I can't even pronounce what you're drinking.
Delicious.
I'm having the whatever you said of beers. This is Parish Ghost in the Machine,
Nice.
the IPA
Kevin,
that started it all in Louisiana.
Are you drinking crooked weed or whatever it is you drink?
No, I'm actually no booze this week. No booze this week. I'm gonna save
the-
it all for the weekend.
What's with the glasses?
I got glasses.
Bud Rich,
last
thanks
week?
for the 100
Really?
bits.
You look
Yeah.
you look very studious, Kevin.
So
Thank
prior
you.
to the glasses, you never wore anything. No corrective lenses, no
No,
contact.
I had glasses from grade school through college, and then when I graduated college, I had saved up money and got LASIK.
Oh, and it's worn off now.
$6.99 per eye. $6.99 per eye.
Dr. Jeffrey
Um,
Singer, $6.99 per eye. Also includes astigmatism,
Nearsightedness, farsightedness,
farsightedness.
astigmatism. I just remember that radio. So it
Cataracts.
was like,
Yeah, no,
had
they
that
ran
done,
every
and it lasted about 19, 20 years. And
right.
The referees could have used some glasses yesterday.
Are you going to stop trying to pull us back into topical Saints stuff? We're bullshitting here. Because I still want to know when Kevin left the podcast early last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. I want to know who texted him that he felt like he had to leave immediately. What was up with that?
What
Kevin?
happened?
that was a nurse that I am acquaintances with, and
In the medical field, of course.
she was interested in having some company.
Is that the
Ke-
one that
Kevin
you worked?
just can't? Kevin cannot quit prostate exam. He
Making
just
it
can't quit
rain.
Wait, was that the one? Was that the one that you were dating? That now you
Thank
just
you,
have this-
Romeo.
the relationship.
Romeo, I saw
Yeah.
Romeo on Sunday. We're gonna.
I know.
talk
I was
about
gonna. Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah,
about
that.
I was
Yeah,
gonna-
that's the one that that didn't want to date me, but has no problem having
Yeah.
a
If
relationship.
anybody should be doing this podcast shirtless, it should be you,
Speaking-
Kevin.
Well, speaking of miracles, Dave,
shirtless.
the Saints, they look deader than my speech improvement plans. And then a miracle happened. Jameis went into the tent and came out and he was Superman. I don't
Well,
know.
It's
Do you
now
think-
called the magical tent of imagination, where anything can happen.
Do you think in the tent Cam Jordan gave him the good Rona?
Oh, I don't know. Could be. I mean, Andrew, you were there. I
Yeah.
need to know.
I can't believe what was it like.
I need to know
Yeah.
walking out of that stadium, how incredible was
All right,
it?
let me give you kind of like the nuts and
Yeah.
bolts. So
Yeah.
I fly in on Saturday, day before, and as soon as we land, my dad, he lives in Atlanta now, who's a patron on the show. My dad is like, hey, it's me and my son. We arrive, and he's like, hey, you guys want to go to a Cajun restaurant? And I know for our Louisiana listeners, that might sound like sacrilege. Like, why would you eat Cajun food in Atlanta? But for me, I'm like, hell yeah, because we don't have anything up here in Charlottesville. So I'm like, hell yeah, I want to eat some Cajun food. So we drive to this place, and it's a place called Wegmans. I don't know if you guys have heard of the grocery store
Supermarket?
Wegmans. Yeah, no relation. No
Okay.
relation. The guy's name's Mark Wegman. And so you go to this place called Wegmans Louisiana Kitchen. And I'm not getting paid to do an ad or anything. I'm just telling the story. And so we show up, and the first guy I see is he's got a golf cart next to him that's got an LSU flag and a Saints flag on both sides. And he walks down, he's got an LSU earring. He's got a fleur-de-lis earring. And on one of his fingers, he's got a Saints Super Bowl ring.
Oh.
And I'm like, whoa, where'd you get that? And he's like, oh, I used to cook for the Saints. And so they gave me one of these.
Wow.
And so he tries to take it off. He can't get it off. But my son is in awe. He's like, holy shit, Saints Super Bowl ring. So anyway, it turns out he owns the place. He's Mark. He's the guy. And we get to talk. And I tell him about the podcast. And, they sit us down. And so, I'm looking at his bio. And he's, been a sous chef for Paul Prudhomme and Emerald. He's got all his accolades. And so, the place is freaking legit. I get a po' boy. Dave, you know this. You owned a store in Baton Rouge. You can go an hour up the road, and the po' boys you get are a freaking disaster. They don't taste like real po' boys. This dude had Lendenheimer bread. It was legit. It tasted like a really good po' boy. So we freaking went all out. I got char-grilled
How did you
oysters.
find this place? Your dad?
My dad knew about it. It's in Roswell, north of Atlanta. And so
Dad
I'm
knows
getting
best.
char-grilled oysters. I get a po' boy. I get gumbo. We get beignets for dessert, freaking all out. And the dude comes after we're in the middle of the meal, and he's like, "What else can I get you?" He wants to give me whatever I'll eat, and I'm not
Sponsor the podcast, Mr.
I'm
Wegman.
freaking stuffed. But anyway, Not that anyone would ever want to go to Atlanta for any reason, but if you're there, you should definitely go to Wegmans because we had just the most amazing meal, the most amazing time. That place was freaking awesome.
I'm glad
I
this
would
story
go
had a
there if
happy
it was in
ending.
New Orleans. That's how good it was.
I was
anyway,
worried this was going to go bad.
Yeah, it was good. So anyway, on Sunday, we get up, we go to the stadium, and I stopped by my buddy Samir's house, who is also a patron, good dude. And hang out with him. He makes me a Bloody Mary, so I'm getting going. I'm starting to feel loose and starting to get excited about the game. We get there, and the stadium, man, is freaking amazing. Like it really, like the construction's weird, but when you get inside, it's not like the Superdome. Like they have 2 rows. So I mean, they might have like a thin like club level, but it's really just 2 sections.
Mm-hmm.
And we're probably we're on the first section, maybe 30, 25 yard line. So good seats. And we're there, and I would say it's like 35-40% Saints fans. We're behind the visitors section, so we're behind the Saints. And if you look across that club level, it's probably like
Thank you, Butteridge.
35-40% empty. Like it was shocking how many seats were empty. And I guess those were the expensive seats across from us, but I don't know, man. Like it was.
Well, would you have paid $1,000 to watch that if you were a Falcons fan?
I know. I mean, but here's the crazy thing. So the beers are $5. There's like $2 hot dogs. Like the concessions are shockingly cheap. Like a third of what it costs in the Superdome.
That sounds delicious. A $2 hot dog. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm drinking beers. I'm having a good time. People were cool. But I gotta say, the game got to a point. People were respectful. I've been to Carolina, I've been to DC. DC is way worse. The fans are hospitable, they're nice, and we had a good time. The stadium was cool, but anytime they would get a first down, there would be this Falcons shriek that would just go like
oh my every God! Are you kidding me? That sounds
unbearable.
Miserable.
I was like, how can you? I was telling their fans, how do you put up with this? This isn't even exciting if you're a Falcons fan.
Holy crap.
So that was terrible. First down, and they were getting a lot of first downs, let me tell you. Patterson. First down, Patterson. Nonstop. It was painful.
Oh my God.
So during the game, at no point did I think that, well, maybe when the Saints were up 7-3, but at no point from the second quarter on did I think the Saints were going to win. I didn't think they were going to win when score the first touchdown and got the 2-point conversion. When they scored again and were going for 2 again, I didn't think they were going to win then.
Why didn't they run
Falcons got the ball back, I thought for sure they were going to run the clock out. When the Saints were lining up to kick the game-winning field goal with Lutz, I thought they were going to miss that. And then I thought for sure 19 seconds was enough time for the Falcons to go down and score.
Koo was going to nail that. I thought he was going to bang it in. And it was going
to
be good from 80.
I was like, this is going to be good. So it wasn't until the clock was zeros across that I was like, holy shit, we just won this game. And so we're going nuts. I got Saints fans all around me. We're high-fiving. We're hugging each other. If anyone had COVID, we all got it. I mean, we were just all up in each other's face.
You was shirtless.
Yeah, I was not shirtless.
Monkeypox.
But we were going nuts. And so then we go into the concourse. And I wish I'd gotten video, man, because the scene.
Why didn't you?
There were these tables that Saints fans were standing on.
I saw this.
There were these towels that they put on our seats that were Rise Up Falcons towels.
Oh boy.
And the Saints fans are so all the Falcons fans are heading out to the exits. They're walking down the aisle. And all the Saints fans are we're setting up shop right here and we're having a party. And so we're talking Houdat chant, the whole, and it's 40% of the stadium was Saints fans. So it's Houdat, even the flag, ushering the Falcons fans out of their own stadium. It was a scene, guys. I got to tell you, sometimes when you decompress after a game, you watch it on TV, you don't appreciate what it's like. When you're at a game, Dave, you know this, you go every Sunday. It's just different when you're there. And the scene's soaking it all in. And my son is seeing this scene. It was just this moment where you realize this is what it's all about, man. This is peak football because the fans are going nuts and the Falcons they all got their heads down, and it's a freaking Mardi Gras party in the concourse of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
After the game, I was thinking about you because I was thinking this is this is easily top 10 game Saints all time, and
Oh,
like
it was
I think
awesome.
it's
You know, you
top
got-
5 regular season.
I mean, yeah, and you got to be there. Not many people got to be there because not many people are going to make the. It's not a Saints home game, so.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how cool that was,
But
especially knowing you went with
so
your
I got to
son.
run into that was cool. But so I got to run into Romeo, and we
Oh,
shared
yeah.
a beer for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
minute outside. I was a little disappointed. Romeo, I think he had equipment failure or something, but he wasn't in his Pope outfit.
Oh, what?
So I was like,
I was going to ask.
and I later learned that Jono was at the game. I would have texted him. It would've been
Jono went
great to see him.
bananas and had a fuck the Falcons t-shirt underneath, ready to go under the Michael Thomas jersey. And as soon as the Saints won, he ripped it off and went crazy. It was amazing. This game,
it was incredible, and I hate to say the trip is completely contingent on whether the Saints win or not.
but it is.
But it was, and the way, and this is the last thing I'll say. Like I went back to the Bomani Jones show, and how when he came on our show, and he said that the fact that the no call was the fact that it was unfair just made it better because he hated the Saints that much. The fact that the Saints played complete dog shit for 3 quarters
makes it better.
Were awful, and really at no point did I think they were going to win until the end when they really did. That made it better because it was that much more painful for all the Falcons fans.
Well, Bomani Jones, when the Saints were down 26-10, he put the paper bag up on Twitter and then just ejected and left. I guess he muted this discussion. But before we get Kevin and Dave's thoughts, I want Jameis.
Kevin and Dave are making the same jokes on the Twitch live stream at your expense.
At my expense? Or
No,
Ralph's, man.
No, mine. No. But here's the thing. I want Jameis to explain what happened.
I would take my shirt off, Ralph, to make you feel better, but I would only embarrass you further.
No.
I mean, look at me. I'm
Pop, shots fired.
I'm a man of my word.
Tomas, isolate that sound, please.
But I want Jameis to explain how this.
Check the timestamp on this.
All right, too many fucking interruptions. Please, let's go.
I want Jameis to explain what happened because I think his soundbite after the game really explains how just incredibly fast the Saints went from being dead to winning the game. Thomas, play that sound.
Well, it was. We knew we were passing the ball, right? So we knew we were passing the ball. So just the approach to hey, boom, 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 here we go, boom, 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 here we go. So you get into that rhythm of knowing hey, these are where my completions at, these are where my matchups at, and you just go like that. It's not no game plan involved. Hey, this is the defense that we're gonna get. Let's go and play. Just trying to get a feel. When you playing against a division opponent, obviously they did a great job self-scouting themselves out. We had some things that we thought that was going to come that didn't. They did the opposite, right? So we just got to continue to prepare, continue to get better, and man, I'm just happy with the resilience that our team possessed in a continuous fight. We never gave up, and we just kept battling.
Kevin, that game went
his
from
mind is going a million miles a minute.
He's preaching to the congregation.
Kevin,
Pastor
that game went from a party for Atlanta to an abject disaster with a quickness.
Wait,
that was
did Jameis say that they
stunning.
didn't have a game plan? Did he just say
No,
there
he
was
just said
game
once you
plan?
get down
I
26-10,
think
there's no game plan.
in the 2 minute drill, you're just looking at the matchups and you're flinging it.
Okay.
I will say before Kevin answers, that made me a little uneasy. Don't you need a game plan? If you're good at preparing and you're
But Kevin, you were able to watch on the DirecTV stream. I heard people in the internet, it was crashing and burning.
No, it was fine for me.
But I mean, I was trying to think of a game for the Saints besides the Redskin game, maybe in 2017, that happened that quick, where they were.
And it is wonderful.
Can you think of another Saints game that happened that turnaround happened so quick? I mean, it just,
another Saints game? No, I have a terrible mind for history, especially while Jude is looking at me like that at the moment. But that was impressive. It wasn't even a full quarter.
It wasn't.
The Saints were down 26-10 with 12:41 to play.
The Falcons had the ball for 9 minutes and 30
Yeah.
seconds of the fourth quarter.
I mean, Andrew
And
said it
still-
earlier when he was recapping the game, and I agree with him. My mother-in-law texted me. She asked me, she said, "Were you nervous?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't nervous. I never thought the Saints had a chance in hell of coming back. This game was out. That's why you're not wearing a shirt today, Ralph, because you felt like every
I was
other
done.
Saints fan felt that the game was freaking over." And I think part of that is, and I have this in my notes, part of that is that I was really surprised that this was the biggest fourth quarter comeback in Saints history.
Why?
And
Like-
what surprises me is that when the fact that this is a Jameis Winston team. It wasn't Drew Brees that did this. This was Jameis Winston. Like, that's what's crazy to me is, like, you would say if Ulrich gave us a Saints trivia question next offseason and it was which quarterback led the Saints to the largest fourth quarter comeback win in history, immediately Drew Brees and nobody else. But no, the answer now is Jameis Winston. Jameis freaking Winston
The
is
Saints
the guy
were
that took the Saints down the field twice for 2 scores, a 2-point
What about like the
conversion.
Miami and the Washington games? Like, I guess Breeze
Not-
started to come back sooner. Is
Yeah.
that-
I mean, 16 is kind of 16 points in the fourth quarter is kind of not a made up stat, obviously, because it's real, but it's kind of just like
you said they had 9 minutes. If the Falcons had 9.5 minutes of possession time, that means 17 points in 5.5 minutes of work.
dude. The Saints, Andrew, before yesterday, they were 0-208 when losing in the fourth quarter by 16. Here's the funniest stat, though, Kevin. Since 2020,
That's not a Falcon stat for you.
since 2020,
I think I know where you're going.
two
but-
NFL teams have blown 16 fourth quarter leads.
And they're both
The Falcons by themselves have blown 3.
yeah, right. I heard that.
Like that is incredible.
Right.
Like
They've made it an art form. They have
Hang on,
perfected it.
I've-
They have.
I've got one in that vein, Ralph. Over the last 3 seasons,
yeah, this is it.
NFL teams leading by 15 points in the fourth quarter over the last 3 seasons. The Falcons are 5-3. All right, hang on. All right, they're over 500. They're 1 over 500. Everybody else in the NFL, 242, 2-1.
Wow. That is incredible.
That's
That is absolutely incredible.
That's
all this time I was being lectured by Saints fans saying, you need to be a better fan. You need to trust in your quarterback. You need to believe in your team. When really all along, I should have been trusting that the Falcons would blow it.
That's
That's
right.
what I should have been banking on.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm sad Dave left because Dave really.
I'm right here. I don't ever leave.
All right.
I don't ever.
He-
By the
Dave
way,
was a
my
turd.
favorite post game meme, whatever, out of all the stuff that's been happening after this, my favorite one was the Falcons fan who wrote that long post on Reddit or whatever about how being a Falcons fan is like a roller coaster ride where you get punched in the dick every time you go down a thing. And it's like, and you keep going on. You ask the owner, you say, "Hey, can you do something about that roller coaster? I keep getting punched in the dick." And he says, "Yeah, we took care of that. You're not going to get punched in the dick anymore." And you still go on that roller coaster, and sometimes you might make it 95% of the way through the roller coaster, but you always get punched in the dick. And then you get off and you say, "I'll be back tomorrow."
I gotta say, when those Falcons fans were exiting, it wasn't very morose. It was like, yeah, we've been here before.
Yeah. The thing is,
they were totally submissive and took like the Saints fans.
If you don't want to commit suicide and kill yourself, then you have to find the humor in it. There's no alternative.
here's the crazy part is Thomas has the stat up now that the Falcons at one point were 97.1% win probability. That wasn't their highest.
I was about
When
to say,
they
I
had
thought they were higher.
3rd and 1 at the end of the game, they were 99.9% win probability.
Wow.
When you factor in they had run for like 200 yards. But I'm glad, Dave, here's the thing, because you were a turd in the Punch Bowl yesterday on this Twitter Spaces, which, by the way, almost 2,000 people have listened to total. When you
Was he?
add on, yeah, he was a total turd. He's like, clock management, you can't play like this, blah, blah, blah. But
I listened
Dave,
to it. He didn't sound
I
like
was,
a turd
I
in
was,
punch bowl.
well, I was immediately focusing on the negative,
Well,
which
Dennis
was
Allen was
which
like
was the
Dave.
fourth
He was
Dave,
kind of
if you had been in that stadium and you had seen what I had seen in the concourse, you would have taken your freaking shirt off. You would
Dennis,
have
but
showered
Dave, if it makes you
yourself in
feel
beer. You would have pulled your shirt off. You would have gone full Frank the Tank.
if
I don't
Dave,
doubt
if
that.
it makes you feel any better, Dennis Allen after the game was kind of like you. He was a turd in the punch bowl. Thomas, play that soundbite of Dennis Allen.
It's his job
I
to be
said
the
this a
turd.
couple weeks ago. You guys asked me about the team. Our team is tough and gritty, and that's what I love about them. And that's exactly the way they played in this game tonight. It wasn't perfect. There's a ton of things that we got to get cleaned up. I told them all in there, look, enjoy the win, but have tough skin tomorrow, because we're not going to win a lot of games playing the way that we did today.
My skin is.
We're going to have to play a lot better if we expect to be the type of team that we think we can be. And so, but I'm proud of the way that they fought. They competed all the way to the end. We got a little something going when we got into a little bit more of a 2-minute type of mode with the offense and got a little rhythm going. So I'm happy that we won the game. A lot of things that we got to get cleaned up, and we'll get back to work tomorrow and see if we can't get them cleaned up.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's right. He's the head coach. That's what he's supposed to say. He's right, though. They made a lot of mistakes, and I was annoyed. I was annoyed with the penalty for spiking the ball because the clock was already stopped. I can forgive that. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I was more annoyed after the game that they spiked the ball immediately with like 19 or 20 or whatever that was, 21 seconds left. I know the Falcons had
that bothered you more than the Lattimore personal foul?
No, the Lattimore personal foul, it did, because I felt like if they had, I didn't realize at the time that the Falcons had their timeouts. So, but I thought that they could have run the clock down all the way down to 3 seconds and then kicked the field goal instead of spiking it immediately. So my thinking was like, all this Lattimore shit would never should have even happened, because the game should have been over.
It was,
but at the very least, like Andrew said before, we were talking before the game, they had enough time that they could have at least run a quick play, pass to the outside, and or two, let the clock run down, maybe hope that the Falcons are stupid to not even call their timeout. You never know. They're really dumb. Or three, at least make them use the timeout. But I hated that they just ran up and spiked but just the clock management was poor. And Dennis Allen knows it. We all know it. And yeah, it was bad. And you want to look on the bright side. Shut up. All right. You want to look on the bright side. They showed, like he said, they showed a lot of grit out there. It seems like we still have the team that has fun and loves each other, although I did not see any like dancing. Although
there was.
Okay,
oh my God, Demario Davis after the game had a Falcons rise up flag in the post game.
I know this is an away game, though. Like, I don't know. I'm. Were they doing the smoke and the lighting? And was it it was clubbed up? They did clubbed up. Okay, good. All right. I was afraid that was going to go away with.
I'll
Peyton.
find it and send it to you, Dave.
No, I was just afraid that it was going to go with Peyton.
Speaking of,
but no, stop. But so you want to take the good. That's the good. They showed a lot of heart. They showed a lot of grit. This team still got it. They can still pull it together. But yes, but like you said, Ralph, it's like week 1 is like the 4th preseason game since they got rid of one of the preseason games. So this is they got lucky. They got away with a win. They made a lot of mistakes. They didn't look fresh. They didn't look great. Offensive line, but it is.
You don't have to be great at this point in the season, though.
I know.
Well,
that's
you just got to get the win.
That's exactly right.
The offense was, Jameis at one point had 5 yards passing, Kevin, but obviously the end, it was tremendous. But maybe one of the biggest things is Michael Thomas is back. He looked amazing on the field, and he looked amazing off of it. Thomas, play that video of Michael Thomas after the game. He looks tremendous.
You're surrounded by great players and great coaches, a great organization. All you have to do is just, when your number's called, make your play. And I wish I could have made more. I feel like I left a couple plays out there, but we'll watch the film. We'll get that corrected, and we'll come back and do better.
I mean, I feel like Michael Thomas is back, Kevin.
Your nipples are getting harder, Ralph.
Yeah, cut glass. I tell you.
I'm not ready to look as a guy who has him on his fantasy team. I'm grateful that he got the 2. Oh shit! Hang on, sorry. Goddamn auto playing videos. I hate this crap. Fix that, ESPN.com. Anywho, as a guy who has Michael Thomas on his fantasy football team, I am very happy with the 2 touchdowns. I would like to see sort of a consistency throughout. Like he was non-existent through the first 3 quarters of the game. I mean, just like the rest of the Saints offense. So,
well, this is.
I just want to see something in week 2 that lets me say, okay, he's making plays throughout the entire course of a game. It's not backs up against the wall, sort of stuff. But look, 2 touchdowns is still 2 touchdowns.
How much?
I mean, that's what I wanted to bring that up, but I didn't want to continue being Davy Downer here and being negative Nancy. But
you're about to do it.
Well, but to Kevin's point, Michael Thomas, he only showed up for 1 quarter.
The quarter that counts.
So, I know. So like,
well, they all count, Ralph.
How does this whole thing get weighted? Like, is he back? Is Mike Thomas really back, or did he just make a couple of good catches?
Well, the thing is, though, I mean, he was going against AJ Terrell.
I know, but the other thing is like Kevin said, the entire offense sucked. So,
how much, Andrew, you're the tape watcher. How much of the Saints' offensive problems on the offensive line were like physical, just dudes getting whipped, and how much of it was Atlanta had them on tilt and like they just didn't know what was happening?
I think it was never like one guy. I think that's tougher when
Thank you, Hatchet John. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. I think it's more difficult when you have one guy that's really struggling and getting beat consistently, because then it's like, okay, we might have to deal with a replacement. I was getting a lecture earlier today about what was going on, because I threw some theories out there, and they were all terrible, and I was told as much. But I think there was a lot. Look, and Dennis Allen had a press conference that was a good reminder about this today. And look, it's not just the offensive line. Like when you see those sacks and you see pressure, your immediate instinct is, oh, let's blame Cesar Ruiz, and the offensive line is terrible. But the way it was explained to me is Kamara missed a couple pickups.
Jameis looked shook for a little bit.
Jameis Winston, his drops were too deep, and then he wasn't stepping in the pocket. He wasn't getting rid of the ball. There were guys that were open. So, like, there was a couple on him. There was a couple on Kamara. There was one on McCoy. There was one on Hurst. There was maybe a couple on Ruiz. But, like, it wasn't one guy that was screwing up. And, like, the communication was poor. The pre-snap IDs were poor. So that's one thing, like, that's a work in progress, and I think you get better at that stuff as you start to see it every week. And I do think the lack of continuity, the lack of playing in the preseason, I'm with you. Like, this felt like a 4th preseason game.
It felt like I watched a lot of teams that they look like they ain't tackled all month, like
Andrew,
yesterday. A lot of teams.
Andrew, it sounds like you're saying the offensive line coaching is doing a terrible, terrible job, and they should all be fired. Is that what you're saying?
You're really backing me into a corner here.
Dave, cut that out until we get off stage Friday, please.
Yeah. Please.
Kevin, I have a
Make
theory.
sure you wear that shirt, Dave.
I'm wearing it.
Kevin, I have a theory. By the way, that's a great meme.
This is a Cariello held
collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration. Yeah, I was going to say compilation, but that would not have been the right word.
But
love child.
Here's the thing, Kevin. My theory is the
like
Saints,
Elton John and Bernie Taupin.
The Saints defense, when they play a team that does the read option, it's like me trying to pronounce names. It's just never going to go well.
Yeah.
But when I don't have to pronounce names, things can be okay. And, like, we shouldn't worry about the Saints defense because, like, Tom Brady is a statue. And, like, yeah, the defense stunk against Atlanta, but, like, they always suck against mobile quarterbacks. And they were good when it counted yesterday. So, like, don't panic about the defense. That's my theory.
Look, how good is Tampa's offensive line? Like, that's my
not
concern.
good, and they got more people injured. They're going to be without their left tackle.
If if Brady has protection, then that's trouble. That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah.
That's it. If he has time in the pocket, I'm terrified.
But he never has time again in the pocket against the Saints. Not even in the playoff game that he won.
I'm just look.
By the
This team, we all thought, oh man, the defense, it's going to be a carryover from last season, much the same. And for 3 quarters, it was looking bad, or a little over 3 quarters. It was looking sus. So I would prefer to not have that going in against Tampa, because like, okay, fine, we've had their number for like the last several years, but I don't want to let Tom Brady get a win over the Saints in what might be his last year, like at all. I would prefer the Saints to continue to own Tom Brady.
Yeah, I need the Saints to look amazing. It's going to be my son's first Saints game. I need the Saints to just win like 45-0. Dave,
I hate to say this, but I'm kind of getting used to you topless. This is starting to just feel normal.
You having feelings you never knew you had?
Yeah, zoom in, enhance.
Yeah. Don't never do that again.
No, do it all the time.
Never do that again.
Andrew's not here, Dave, but I feel like Peyton Turner blocked the field goal. We just saw it like 3 times from Thomas.
Yeah.
Great job on the video. I feel like Peyton Turner, he can never be called a bust again.
Yes, he can. Yes,
no, he blocked the field goal. Like Peyton Turner's he can never be called a bust again. Because he blocked the field goal.
Okay, but
we should have given up 3 first-round picks.
I was about to say the Saints didn't spend a first-round pick on a defensive end just to block a field goal. The plan was for him to is that Smith and Cross? The plan was for him to
old-fashioned actually bourbon.
Yeah,
play defensive end. I'll be more impressed. No, never mind. I won't say that. I'm really being a downer here.
But Andrew,
Dave, you are the freaking worst, man. No,
great play, Peyton.
On.
You're the best. You're great. Look, you were named after Sean Payton. You were already
Jameis Winston. I'll be the first to say that he sucked for 3 quarters. He was terrible. Offensive line didn't block. The running game was poor. I think Cordarrelle Patterson, I think he just broke another 15-yard run. All right, I think that just happened. All right, so there's plenty to complain about. But the Saints are 1-0. They sit atop the NFC South. All right, they beat the Falcons on the road. What's the problem here?
53-53 all-time series.
I know. We have this argument every year.
Drink up,
but
here's
here's the thing though. Like
Andrew doesn't know football.
In 2018, they lost to Ryan Fitzmagic. They barely beat the Cleveland Browns, who had lost like 50 in a row, and it took like 6 missed field goals for them to do it. They barely beat it. Like they were a hot mess till like the middle of October in 2018. Like just win the freaking games early. Man.
What I'm telling myself is this is week 4 of preseason.
Awesome. Dave would rather the Saints look awesome and somehow get jobbed by the refs and lose by a field goal totally unfairly. Like that would somehow be better for Dave than to look terrible for 3 quarters and beat the Falcons on the road.
No, I mean the ultimate goal is to truck every team you play for 17 weeks plus 3 weeks in the postseason.
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
I understand unrealistic, but that's the goal. That's the platonic form. That's what you're trying to get to. And this game, the end result is great, is what we wanted, but what we saw, what was out there on the field, was nothing close to that.
I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I prefer it this way.
Yeah, it's
fun when you
prefer it.
What happened? What happened if Young Hoku made the kick?
Then it would suck.
15,
but he didn't.
What
if I had 2 working arms, Dave?
59-0,
what if
then
I
the
knew how to
Falcons
pronounce
fans
names?
like they're all leaving in the second quarter, and they're like, we're terrible. What are you going to do? This was much more painful for them.
How many people? By the way, how many Saints fans left the stadium
early?
Here's
my question to you, Kevin.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
Do
we need to call out a certain sector of Saints fans?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Here's my question to you, Kevin, as we pile on Atlanta, because that's what most of the people have come to this live stream for. I firmly believe The Falcons
Oh, I got
season,
another story. Keep going, but I got another story I forgot to
the Falcons season, Kevin, will never be as good as it was when they were up 23-10 and had 3rd and 5 from the Saints 14, and they were about to bury the Saints and cruise to a victory. Their season's never going to be as good as it was in that moment, and it's going to be all downhill the rest of the year for them. That's my theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you agree with it?
Like what do you want? I mean,
Do you agree with it?
I mean, yeah. No, I agree. I would also submit the post-game presser in which their coach, the guy who looks like he sells used Volvos and was out on a weekend bender at some shady casino across the river.
Thank you.
That guy is like laying waste to the Atlanta sports media, saying, "You guys buried us before the season, so keep on burying us. It's nothing new." And then he stormed off like a giant toddler. Like, I love that. I love that.
It was amazing. I should have.
Ralph, is
Thomas,
that your wife?
Is
Mexi Hoot out? Is that your wife, Ralph? Is she
no, it's
donating?
not. Thomas, that's a fail by me and you. We needed the Arthur Smith storm off. Terrible job by us. Terrible job.
All right, so here's my other story real quick. So after the game, we go to some market in Atlanta to go get dinner. And
Pond City Market.
Pond City Market, yeah. There's a cool like microbrewery there, and a bunch. My son got a spicy chicken biscuit sandwich that was freaking ridiculous. It was so good.
Yeah.
But we're hanging out, and my dad. Shout out to my dad who hooked us up with the tickets. It was an amazing experience. He had just like a Saints polo on you with like a small fleur-de-lis on it. I had a Saints happy hour T-shirt, and my son was wearing a Michael Thomas jersey. So we're just sitting there. By the way, Dave, what reminded me of this was that there was another Saints fan there. So we give him the obligatory hoot at, and we're like, "Did you go to the game today?" He's like, "Yeah, I left in the third quarter because it wasn't looking good." And we're just like, "You're the worst. You are the freaking worst."
That guy. If anybody knows
we were
that
giving him
guy,
hell.
Yeah.
I had been drinking, and I was telling him like, "Man, dude, that's like you need to turn in your jersey right now. Like you need to go shirtless like Ralph. Hand me your jersey." But so we're sitting there, and this guy.
If you don't love me at 17-10, you don't deserve me at 28-27 or whatever.
Right. So we're sitting there, and this older gentleman comes up to us, and he sees us all in Saints gear, and he's like, "Did you guys go to the game today?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course." And he's like, "I was part of the chain gang." We're like, what? He's like, "Yeah, I was on the sideline, like I was holding the yard marker." And so I'm like, okay, hold on. Like, were you on the Saints side, right? In the second half, he's like, "Yes." So I'm like, okay. And so I start asking him these questions, and I'm like, "What's it like on the sidelines? Like, you definitely heard some things. Like, spill it all. Tell me everything."
What was in that tent that they gave to Jameis?
Yeah, right. Did they give?
We'll get to that at the
Cameron
hotline.
Jordan? Did he give him the good Rona? Came back out of that tent playing way better. But so he was telling me that he lived in Alabama and he like refs high school games, and he drove 2 hours to do this, to collect a paycheck from the Atlanta Falcons to hold a freaking yardstick. Apparently,
like $20 too.
Apparently, they gotta get dudes from Alabama to do this. They can't get local Atlanta guys. But so he's telling me that like he refs, and then he'll go to like college football games and he'll do the yardstick for them too. He's like, high school and college, like people are pretty respectful of the refs. They're pretty cool. He was telling me like in NFL games, it's like mental and verbal abuse from start to finish. He's like, the coaches are going, "F you, F this, F that." Like, he's like, it's nonstop berating. And he said that when that Jarvis Landry play happened, when they spiked the ball and the flag came, he said that refs, like for the rest of the game, the Saints staff were laying into the refs on every play, being like, "You're an effing idiot. You don't know what you're talking." Like, it was just like obscene, he was telling me.
I tell you what, maybe if NFL refs didn't have a track record, a years-long track record of fucking up consistently, then maybe
we treat them with respect.
They might get the benefit of the doubt sometimes. You remember the scab ref ordeal? You remember the scab
Oh my God.
ref
Oh
ordeal?
God, the fail
and do
Mary.
you remember? Hang on. And do you remember when the regular refs came back and they showed video of Ray Lewis or whoever the hell shaking a ref's hand before game? Remember all that goodwill? It was gone in a week. The real refs suck just as much as the motherfuckers they were pulling off the street. You could have called in the guy from Bama. You could have called in a guy from one of those islands off of Alaska in the Bering Strait.
What
Could
about a
have called
shirtless
the
cripple?
guy from Castle Rock in Maine. That's a fictitious town. Could have had them come in here, and they'd have done just as good a job as the squad that was out there. Okay? I mean, they're getting yelled at. They're getting yelled at. This is a professional sport. Grown men making money, getting paid millions of dollars. There are millions of dollars at stake in sports books all across this country, and it depends on you doing a good job, on you not fucking up.
The more I think of
You can't
it,
hack
The
it.
thing
You
is,
can't hack
regardless
getting
of the
yelled at.
result, Dave is complaining either way, so maybe it doesn't matter that much.
I can't believe that the Saints still won that game after the refs just
I
bent
can't
them
believe it.
over repeatedly at the end. I
Can't
like
believe it.
that the Saints ended up winning is maybe the most shocking thing of all.
Let me tell you. After
still can't
the
believe it.
clock struck all zeros, Jameis, Will Lutz, Jarvis, Thomas, all of them, they all should have put on plastic masks of former presidents, got into a van, and sped the hell away like it was Point Break because they stole that motherfucker.
Stole it.
And I am delighted.
Is it
that
the greatest heist in Saints history?
Delighted.
Don't forget, if they're going to be like Point Break, they got to moon them at the end on their way out.
I mean,
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
Dennis
Ralph-
Allen.
Ralph, technically, to answer your question, I mean, you could make that argument. It was the largest fourth
I mean,
quarter comeback
yeah,
in Saints
I mean,
history, so you could
like,
say it was the greatest heist in Saints history.
Here's my question.
Does this make up for the no call? You guys
No.
are so excited about
No,
this.
nothing. Nothing. Dave, literally,
I'm just kidding.
a Lombardi cannot make up for the no call because they cheated Drew out of a title. But here's my question. I want everybody to answer, and you can include new signings, and you can include guys returning from injury. Who was the biggest addition to yesterday's win? And you can use Michael Thomas, Lutz, Landry, Honey Badger. You can pick whoever you want. Dave, who was the biggest addition yesterday?
I mean, apparently, according to you guys, it's Peyton Turner. But no, I'm going to go with. I'll go with Jarvis Landry. And by the way, when did he change over to 5? When did that happen? You guys need to text me
yesterday.
this. Yeah,
Saturday.
I had
Sunday.
no.
When Chauncey Gardner-Johnson got traded, Ingram
I know,
took 22.
I
so
know,
he gave
and then
up
he
5,
got-
and
I know.
Landry immediately took 5.
I got all that.
Did you see that? And then
was the
Jimmy
biggest
Graham
thing.
tweeted
Lutz.
the little the emoji where he's like cut the glass over his eye, implying that 80 just opened up.
Oh,
You see that?
Dude.
I did not see that. But wait, so we talked about this in the offseason. So isn't that past? Did Jarvis Landry have to buy up?
No, because he doesn't have any. Because he didn't have any Saints jerseys with his number.
Well, no. NFL.com does the thing where you can just custom order any player.
That's custom though. They don't have them. They don't have them pre-made.
That's not pre-order, pre-made yet.
But I still don't want a jersey with number freaking 80 on it anymore. If he's number 5, I want you to change this shit out.
Take it up with the Saints store, Dave.
I
think the biggest
illegal.
No, it's
Kevin-
not. It is not.
Kevin said
Customer
Lutz.
is always right.
I'm gonna say Lutz too. Like Lutz was he struggled in warm up. He missed the kick. He hit the cross.
That's not a new addition.
But we missed all last year.
That doesn't count.
It does. I said
You
you
can-
can add guys returning from injury or new additions.
No.
You can get
I
You can get a Jarvis Landry jersey, number 5, on NFLshop.com right now.
Yeah, now you can. But 2 days ago, you could have gotten a number 80. And people bought it, and they want their money back.
Dave complaining about more shit.
Andrew,
Unbelievable.
people before we move on to other things, people gave us a lot of crap about Jameis, me, they gave you a lot of crap about CD.
Mhm.
And they were mad about Kawan. Like, people were legitimately mad that the Saints didn't keep Kawan. He went to the Jets. Pete Werner, we were worried that he was going to go to Philadelphia.
I feel like it's Quan. You're
Quan.
adding like an A in there.
Kawan.
Kawan. It's
Yeah.
Quan.
So,
Yeah.
Quan.
Ralph
They were mad that he
I
left.
thought it was. I thought it was Kawan.
Quan
I thought it
Alexander.
was Kawan.
Quan.
So, but Pete Werner
Kwan. Yeah, Kwan.
was really good
Not
yesterday.
Street Kenner.
Pete Werner was really good yesterday, is my point.
15 tackles. His forced fumble was a nice play.
He got that
you know,
dog in him.
That dog in him. It was
Huge
really good
play
to see.
late.
Jameis
He
also
got
got
that
that dog in
Get
him.
him.
It was good to see because obviously he's had the groin thing that's been bothering him all preseason. So yeah, we'll see. Look, DeMario next to him. This wasn't DeMario's best game, so
It was not.
It felt a little bit like a passing of the torch there. Hopefully, DeMario.
Oh
kinda
my
got
God!
that.
Come on! Could you talk about being a prisoner of the moment?
I'm saying,
Demario Davis has
DeMario-
one bad game, and Pete Werner has one good game, and you're already
That's-
ready for Demario Davis to retire.
Oh
and
no,
pass
I
the
didn't say
torch
that.
to
I
Pete
did not
Werner.
say that. I
No,
did
no,
not
no,
Andrew
say that.
Marlborough, Jesus, that's prisoner of the
on.
moment. That's Max,
Jesus,
prisoner of the moment.
Andrew
you could not
doesn't know
be more
football.
hyperbolic.
I love Dave. Dave is getting. The more hyperbolic he gets, the more indecipherable he becomes. It's just what you can't, and you can't say it. What?
Anyway, no, I thought he played really well. I thought he played better than DeMario Davis in that game.
My wife just texted
and
me from upstairs saying I'm screaming.
Dude,
My,
Andrew,
my
you
wife
were-
does that to me sometimes too. It's fine.
Frightening the children.
That's why I came
You
to the
are-
basement. I don't do it in the main room anymore because she texts me from the second floor and says you're
Yeah.
too loud.
I think
you're screaming.
Ralph, you're gonna have to send me some podcast money. I'm gonna need some like studio time every Monday night. I'm gonna have to like.
You
rent
need
this-
some
this
foam. You
studio.
put some foam on the walls to buffer the sound.
I'd like to rather put air
You,
conditioning.
you
in here
should text
first.
your wife back,
Jesus.
Dave, and say, "At least I'm not shirtless."
Not yet. Not yet. Um,
Can we talk? I mean, if we're gonna be negative, if we're gonna criticize something, how about the Saints pass rush? One QB hit, one. No
It's
sacks.
fine. It's fine though.
One
Peyton
damn
Turner blocked the
Patterson-
kick. It's fine. Peyton Turner blocked the kick.
I think
One
Patterson just
good.
ran for another 18 yards.
It's fine. We drafted him
Whatever,
to get
dude.
sacks and
Hey,
rush the
if they
quarterback, but
can't
it's
get to
fine.
Brady-
He blocked the kick.
I'll worry when they can't get to Brady. Until then, I'm not worried about it. Like, and
Brady's always the get right game.
yeah, Brady for the Saints. It's amazing. It really is amazing.
No, and the Dolphins. The Dolphins have beaten Patriots.
Yeah,
4
the
games in a
Dolphins
row.
used to beat the Patriots. The Heat would melt Brady. The TB12 method doesn't work in the Heat, apparently.
No, the Dolphins have beaten the Patriots now 4 times. Oh, I guess, but yeah, that's not
8 out of 10 times the last 10 the Dolphins in Miami. Made me some money.
Biloxi
Miami.
Blue says, "Never ever play that effing train horn again, please."
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Dolphins. You won me some money yesterday.
This week was crazy. This week was like an incredible week of football, and I don't think it's just because it's week and I'm just excited to have it back. I mean, like,
well, it's
was-
weird. Dave, that's a good point. Like the
2 games went into overtime. There were 2 blocked field goals. Joe Burrow is now 0-2 in his last 2 games. Mitch Trubisky won a game. Kirk Cousins has a winning record now against Aaron Rodgers. The Commanders.
Geno Smith is the best quarterback in the league.
Right.
Apparently.
Justin Fields won, completing 8 passes. But that end of the 12 o'clock games, Dave,
No,
I wasn't prepared for it. Like the first week, like it was chaos.
NFL Red Zone must have been the most amazing thing in the world at about like 3:00 when all of those games were coming.
NFL.
The AFC South has no
bulletproof. The NFL is bulletproof.
The
man.
AFC South went winless this week, and 2 of the teams played each other.
If we're gonna keep being negative, Dave, how about your boo? Mark Ingram, the fumble, 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, what if the Saints are gonna go for 2 and they're gonna go Wildcat? Ingram instead of Taysom?
Yeah,
What the hell was that?
That was Here's the thing. Taysom, if you showed somebody just video of Taysom against the Falcons, I think they would believe Sean Payton's theory that he was going to be the next Steve Young. Like, he is the Falcons' daddy. Like, Taysom versus the Falcons is incredible.
We always talk about Galloway. We always talk about Steve Smith. We did a whole bracket of Saints villains. And where does Taysom rank in amongst
Falcoholic?
Falcons?
Falcoholic had 2 whole paragraphs on Taysom and things that went wrong. He's like, I freaking hate Taysom.
Do you think
Yeah,
of a bigger
I would love to
Falcon killer than Taysom Hill, Kevin?
I would love to see them. I would love to see them do a Falcon villain bracket. I mean, I don't know. It's got to be Drew Brees. Like, it has to be Drew Brees.
Cam.
Do you think they hate Drew though?
Mike Smith. It was an inside job.
Somebody tweeted that they were like, "You cannot tell me Mike Smith is still not on the Atlanta salad."
Right, exactly. That's what I was saying yesterday. As this collapse was starting to happen, I was like, "Is Mike Smith? Mike Smith is back. This is the most Mike Smith game I've ever." Mike Smith
From behind the curtain
is Fat Anderson Cooper,
the puppet master,
aka Mike Smith.
So I also thought it was funny that the Bears got penalized for illegal use of a towel, but before Deshaun Watson ever got in trouble for using a towel or not.
Can we tweet the Falcoholic right now and ask them, like, where does Taysom Hill rank on all-time Falcons?
Somebody do that
for you guys.
I mean, Drew was obvious. I mean, Kevin's right. Drew's number
is
one.
right.
Drew, yeah.
But yeah,
well,
Cam Jordan for sure.
Here's the thing, Dave, your baby, the hotline.
Oh yeah, let's go. Come on.
The hotline, because this week's let me do the intro first. It's time for this week's hottest take of the week, sponsored by JLD Hot Sauces and Knives. If you want winning hot sauces like Dave,
Boot Jalopia,
or Reaper Madness Special Reserve, go to www.jldsharpsauce.com. They have incredible jellies such as palm and pepper. They also have an incredible selection of handmade knives for cooking, hunting, and outdoor needs. Check out the Zombie Quartering Cleaver and tell me it's not the best damn quartering cleaver you ever saw in your life. Jerry Embler is a tremendous supporter of Saints Happy Hour, so we are asking you to support the people who support Saints Happy Hour. Go to www.jldsharpsauce.com to get the best hot sauces and knives at the best prices anywhere. Use promo code Saints Happy Hour to get 10% off. That's www.jldsharpsauce.com. And by the way, Jerry sent Dave, he sent you like a giant box of samples that
should be arriving tomorrow.
It's going to be arriving tomorrow, and we'll be handing them out to people so you can try Jerry's amazing freaking hot sauces. You're going to freaking love it, and you're going to buy them. And you're going to go, you're going to go to jldsharpsauce.com, use the code Saints Happy Hour and get 10% off. But this week's hot take of the week is the glorious Saints Happy Hour hotline. It is a journey. We had a kid calling in. We had a wife yelling at her husband, and we had somebody wondering if the injury tent is magic. Thomas, play the hotline. It's time for this week's hottest takes from the Saints Happy Hour hotline.
It's halftime, and I think I'm done watching the Saints because we're getting destroyed on both lines. The offensive line looks like shit. The defensive line looks like shit. Cesar Ruiz is garbage. Is it too late to put Throckmorton in? Should we just go ahead and put him in now? I don't think I'm overreacting. I know it's halftime, but the Falcons are the worst team in the NFL. Vegas has them winning 4 games this year, so this is probably one of them. Yeah, I'm depressed. I don't think I'm watching the rest of this game. This is depressing. All right, I'm gonna go drink some beers. Bye.
What the fuck is in the tent? That's all I gotta know. What the fuck is in the tent?
The Saints game that just happened today was extremely epic. It was very tight, and spoiler alert, there was a block punt, just FYI, so it was an amazing game.
Mike Thomas, 2 tutties. My newborn baby just got to witness me have a mental breakdown. Welcome to Saints fandom, bud. Woo, who that?
I wasn't worried the whole game because I knew Jameis and Olave and Jameis and Olave and Landry. They'd get it together. I wasn't worried at all. And you guys that were asking for Andy Dalton, you just have no faith. You need to have faith in your team. I knew this was going to happen.
He's full of shit. Man, the fourth quarter Saints are just unstoppable. They just scored 17 points to 3, basically saved their asses from a horrible first 3 quarters. Winston was just magical in the fourth quarter. I guess when you don't blitz him, he looked good. And then who first actually blocked the field goal? I can't believe Peyton Turner actually impacted the game in some way or another. And Michael Thomas is back. He's back. The boogeyman is in fact back.
So I've been listening to you guys since last season, and this is my first phone call, but I'm in shock right now. But it wouldn't be a Saints season opener without the stress that we're about to feel for the whole season. Who dat, baby?
I'm calling straight from Megatron's butthole to tell y'all that Falcon fans' tears taste even better on their home field. Who dat, baby?
Yeah, man, I called earlier about the tent, and now I'm pretty shook because as happy as I am, I think that could be used to cure a whole lot of things that are wrong with this world. Whatever it is, we need a forensic analysis on whatever is in that tent. We need to save it.
The hotline's strong. That's a strong hotline.
This might have been my favorite. This is diverse. We had men, women, children, people that were pissed off and ready to quit. They called in before the game ended. Wives. Oh, that was the funny part. Was that guy was saying all that stuff? He's like, I knew the whole time. In my head, I'm thinking this guy's full of shit. And then his wife calls him on. I'm like, okay, good. I'm right.
Yeah.
I mean,
is this going to become a thing this year where Saints
great,
players
guys.
get injured, they go into the tent, and they're like, hell yeah, he's going in the tent. Yes.
We need a tent emoji.
Yeah, that's right. Getting injured now just became really great.
But by the way, if
Marcus Davenport is in a career year.
Put him in the tent. Put him in the tent before he gets hurt.
By the way, if you're a patron, you get the unedited hotline. This is a condensed version.
Great.
If you're a patron, you get the hotline is longer and more
uncensored version.
Uncensored, yeah.
Not all games are going to be
chamber.
Not all games this season are going to be this exciting and going to get you as pumped, but you still got to keep bringing the voicemails. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Seattle won. I thought they would be dog poop.
Wow.
So there you go. Geno Smith.
Geno took down old Russ Wilson.
That's right. So, Thomas, hit the take it to the top so I can give the people naked finger guns.
Right. And then after this, we got to do Tulane minute.
Okay, fine.
After this.
You get 25 seconds. Tulane, if they don't win 9 games, they should run roughshod through that conference. They're 2-0.
The Lutz. Blake Gillikin, where are you at?
That's right. Disgraceful. All right, Thomas.
Next question.
Okay, first question of the show. Ben Ruffalo asks, will 26-10 replace 28-3 for us moving forward?
Good question.
No.
I think it might.
Really? I don't know because here's my argument on this. 28
Saints related. It's more topical for us.
Yes,
right.
Well, yes, exactly. 28-3. Yes, that's great. We get to enjoy it. Yes, the stage was bigger, national stage, Super Bowl, but the Patriots did that. We didn't do that. We did 26-10.
They updated the fail cake
in their stadium.
There's the Rouse has updated the fail cake.
No, not
23 to
Rouse.
26
That's a
to
fair
10.
point.
No. Hold on. I got a lot wrong with what you just said, Ralph. First of all, Bromart did the fail
Bromart, that's
cake.
right. Sorry.
Okay, Rouse's. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned this. Rouse's was selling the Rise Up
that's
cookie
right.
cakes beforehand. So let's not. No. But I asked you guys, should we get one of those fail cakes for
We
the
need
live
to get
podcast
that.
on Friday?
And we need to pass it out during the show. So
everybody gets a sweet taste of the Saints' victory.
Sweet nectar.
It's good. So
next question.
Can we get a nougat cake?
Ooh.
It just has Dave's face on it.
Saints Rabbit says NOLA.com had t-shirt orders for 26 to 10 rolling last night. Thomas, what's the next question?
It's up there. Read it.
Next question from Don Checo. He asks, do we consider moving Pete to left tackle and Hurst to left guard or start another guard? Hurst was really bad.
Was Pete any better?
No, Pete was all right.
All right. Well, then, yes, move him to left tackle.
I'll say this about James Hurst. The idea of James Hurst is always better than the reality of James Hurst.
Right. Well, and I'll say this too also, because Andrew said it earlier, but Andrew said the offensive line coaching was really the issue here.
I know in the building they were happy with the play of the offensive line, believe it or not.
In the fourth day.
No, like for the game.
Oh,
they kind of felt like, I mean, obviously there's stuff to clean up top to bottom, the whole team. But like I said, like Dennis Allen said in his press conference, I think there's a lot of times where, first of all, when you watch the game and you watch the tape, like it's impossible for us to know. Like you don't know what blitzer was called out. You don't know what line rotation was called. So like it might look like Ruiz made a mistake, but it might be that the blitzer wasn't accounted for because he wasn't called out by the ID guy at pre-snap at the line of scrimmage. You don't know, if Alvin Kamara, instead of running a route, was maybe supposed to see that and come into protection, and maybe he made an error. You don't know if Jameis Winston dropped too deep, then he didn't climb the pocket well enough. Like you don't know if a receiver ran a wrong route.
Yeah, I will say this though, Andrew, that I was looking at the tape nerds on Twitter, and they were like, even though Atlanta lost, they were like giddy at like Dean Pease. Like he was running some exotic stuff. Like he was running two dudes in one gap, like one behind the other, like a line.
Gap, huh?
Like it was weird stuff, and it was confusing the hell out of the Saints.
Dave, is that a website that you frequent a lot? 2 dudes, 1 gap.
2 dudes, 1 gap.
You're muted, Dave.
Oh, sorry. I was saying I've got that website bookmarked.
Yeah.
I think I would rather Jalen Hurts than Hurst right now.
No, but yeah, I do think I think it's more problematic when you're on the road. It makes I will say Falcons Stadium was shockingly silent. Like even when they were winning,
they stopped pumping in the noise.
It was third down. Yeah, they stopped piping in the noise, right? But I mean, the dome. There's only one dome, as far as I'm concerned, and I mean, man, it's 3 times as loud.
Stillwater asks, are the Saints asking Kamara to do entirely too much blocking?
He should have been doing more.
Pickup.
Should have been doing more.
Yeah. All right, Thomas.
Next question.
How often were they doing like tackle eligible plays or adding a 6th lineman?
I don't know. They never did.
Okay. It would be easy for you to tell if you're in the stadium because they'll always like announce that.
Right. For 67 is eligible. Nice catch, Zach.
Okay, next question. Biloxi Blues asks, after week 1, veteran contracts do not have to be guaranteed for the entire year. Name 2 players or positions that the Saints should sign or look to fill on Tuesday.
Me, Graham, final answer.
Ndamukong Suh?
Are you really serious? Like, you really want to bring Jimmy Graham
Yes.
back? Like, what does he have in the tank?
Dave, it's not that I want it. It's that it's happening.
Are you saying this like? Wait, hold on. Wait.
Whoa, whoa.
I mean,
Yeah, wait,
I
hang
mean,
on a
like-
minute. Hang on a minute. Is this the same Andrew Juge that was making prognostications like, weeks ago and months ago, and somehow they started to come to fruition? Like, are you staring? Are you admiring the orb? Is that what's happening? You're sitting in your stone chair admiring the orb, and you've seen Jimmy Graham in the orb, and you're just like, yes, I think I should buy a boat, or whatever it is that dude sees in the orb, huh? You seen Jimmy Graham?
Jimmy Graham's old.
No comment.
Right?
We'll see.
Jimmy Graham's like 40 years
See
old,
what happens.
right?
We'll see. This is interesting.
Jimmy is old.
Hey, did you know Jimmy Graham played basketball in college?
Do you know Jimmy Graham? Jimmy Graham's a pilot. Did you know that?
Jimmy
How
Graham
did you
played
get-
basketball in college?
Ralph, is that your old Jimmy Graham fathead?
It
that you
is.
brought back
Jimmy
out
Graham
and put back
fathead.
up?
Wow,
No,
he
don't
brought
lean
it
over.
back.
No, don't lean over.
Hey,
What are we doing?
Easy. Thomas, we
Those
just
of
got
you listening
flagged.
audio only.
Getting banned in
We're
5.
we're
4.
banned from Twitch.
The band hammer just.
Oh, shit.
By the way, do we
I think
even
my
know that
wife
Ralph
told me
is
this.
wearing pants? Is he fully naked?
You never know.
That's for the Saints Happy Hour only fans. You got to.
That's for the
That's right.
$50 a month.
That's for Saints Happy Hour after dark.
$50 a month.
For $50 a month, you can subscribe to the
$50 a
Saints
month.
Happy
You can
Hour
know
only
if
fans.
I'm wearing pants.
There's one person signed to that tier.
It's Ulrich. It's Bud.
I mean, we pay $50 to watch.
They
Ralph.
pay me. They pay me to wear pants.
Butteridge is
Jude's
like, I got
dad,
off
that's
easy.
it.
I would have paid $100 for that.
OnlyFans.
and
Stillwater says
Monadula.
OnlyFans.
And
Ralph.
Monadula.
Yeah, look, the more if you pay every $20 you throw in, Ralph puts on more clothes. Gonna look like that guy who showed up at the Grammys behind Bob Dylan. He'll just keep putting on more shirts instead of taking them off.
Wait, there was a. Oh yeah, so Jimmy Graham. So apparently Andrew thinks Jimmy Graham's coming back.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, has this door now opened because Peyton is no longer here?
No, they were trying to sign him and bring him back.
Okay.
The year he signed with the Packers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the Packers just
You're right. I forgot.
blew the
Yeah,
Saints out the water.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been open to
Money.
coming back for a while now.
Yeah.
I wasn't really
Straight
worried
past
about
the
him. I was
pan out.
worried about Peyton.
No. All right.
Next question.
Well, interesting.
See.
Yeah, we will see. I guess.
Yeah.
As Jude ponders the orb.
Okay, last question of the show, guys. From Christmas. With his field goal block to preserve the Saints' biggest comeback ever, can we all agree that Peyton Turner has lived up to his #1 draft pick?
Thank you, Chris.
Yes. Final answer.
I
Ring
think
of
we've
Honor.
think
Saints
we've
Hall of Fame.
covered this ad nauseum. This podcast. It's been a running joke for the last hour. And no, he has not.
Just telling you.
Mm-mm.
Peyton Turner.
You know,
Saints.
Dave, as bad as they were, the Saints' defensive line, I just want to point out
Mhm.
Peyton Turner
Mhm.
and Marcus Davenport
Did play.
both
Yeah, I
played.
know. And finished the game.
Both started and finished the game.
That's right.
Stop BSing the people in this country.
Get that bad arm ready, Ralph.
That's right. I gotta say,
Jesus.
I gotta say, Dave, Juwan Johnson is on pace to catch 30 passes.
Oh boy.
He caught 2, so I'm on track to go to the Waffle House and have to address and use a Saints player name every time I address the staff.
I don't know. That's so lame. Like, I already did that. That's like a copy of mine.
It is.
I like this. I appreciate the shirtless thing today. This is nice. This
Well,
is,
if patrons
this
want to
is
come
good.
up with something better, if the Saints have a tight end catch 30 passes, if patrons can come up with something better, I'll change it.
I picture Ralph looking at the menu at Waffle House and saying, "Yeah, do you have any trout, man?" And the guy's like, "No, we don't serve."
It's like, this is Waffle House.
Sir, this isn't Arby's.
Do you have any kayaks?
So it's
there were no utensils during medieval times, hence there are no utensils at medieval times. Would you like a refill on your Pepsi?
Table guy.
All right. So it's time
Yes.
to do game picks. Thomas, update us where we are.
Let's look at the graphic then.
I picked Jarvis Landry, by the way.
Ooh. Did you
Oh,
lock?
yeah,
did you lock it in?
No. Wait. You did, but you. I mean, I ran the poll on Twitter right after the game, Andrew, and unfortunately for you, I asked the Saints Twitter who's your star of the game for the Saints versus Falcons, and 65.3% for Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas. Even Jameis Winston got more votes than Jarvis
You're
Landry.
telling me that I picked Jarvis Landry, who had 7 catches for over 100 yards. You're not going to give me that point.
No. Twitter says Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Sticking it to Andrew.
This is already under protest. I already protest this.
Good job, Twitter.
You know what this is? This is NFL officiating.
That is 65% to 17%. Like
this is
man.
you not telling me
You don't even get a runoff.
that I was out of
That's right.
bounds, and you're flagging me for intentional grounding for clocking it. That's what you're doing.
I guess people value touchdowns more than catches, and yards.
Why do I have? So why am I winning? Why do I have 2?
Yeah, why is Dave winning?
Sick.
Why is Dave
Dave predicted the Saints score correctly. So you get 1 more point for,
So I guess
I pick a receiver that has over 100 yards, and that's not good enough for you. That's
So I guess
no, because you didn't pick the receiver that had the 2 game-winning touchdowns.
that had 50 yards receiving. Got it.
So I guess Andrew, you can go first. You can do your pick first.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to play anymore. I don't know. This whole thing is under protest.
Taking my ball and I'm going home.
Yeah. I think points are going to be hard to come by in this game. But the Saints do own Bucks. I'm hoping / hedging that the Saints are going to stop Leonard Fournette, that their run defense is going to turn a corner here, and that they're going to force Tom Brady to beat them, and it's going to be tough sledding for the Bucks. So I'm going to go 13-7 Saints.
Oh my God.
Low scoring game. My player of the game. So Honey Badger, he played okay. He had the fumble recovery. But I thought he was sick on Friday, and I think he looked a little kind of out of sorts. I think this is his game. I think he turns a corner here. He feels a lot better. Good week of practice. Doesn't have the illness on Friday. I think Honey Badger turns it on. He's my star of the game.
Did you lock it in?
No, I did not.
Dave,
Yeah, I meant to ask Honey Badger. I didn't watch I'll admit I'm going to rewatch it this past week, but I did not watch the first half of the game.
Lucky you.
So basically, Kevin watched more of the Saints than
That's
you did.
incredible.
Yeah, you could say that. But so what?
Wow.
So did Tyrann Mathieu, like, he just looked meh?
He was all
yesterday?
right.
Yeah.
He made the big fumble recovery, but he was just all right.
All right.
Did you ever think you would watch more Saints regular season snaps than Dave?
No, I never thought this day would come.
Well, it ends after next week, and I mean, I will actually watch the entire game in entirety, if not tonight, tomorrow. So Andrew and I are on the same page there. I think as far as points, low scoring game. I kind of felt the same way, especially after watching the Bucs last night against Dallas. My God, Dallas! By the way, this is actually Saints related. McCarthy will not be the coach of the team.
Sean Payton
by the
might
end
be
of
the
this
coach by
season.
Halloween.
No, they're not going to hire Sean Payton in the middle of the season. But
Why
McCarthy
not?
They freaking might.
I don't know, but McCarthy is gone. There's no way Jerry Jones wants Mike McCarthy anywhere near his football team at this point. And I'm assuming he's going to get cut some point during the season. And obviously, that's going to leave the door wide open for Sean.
Kevin,
Payton.
I think your nightmare scenario is in play. I think Dallas could pick like 7th. The Saints get Dallas's first round pick, but they trade the 2024 first to move up from like 7 to 2 to take a guard.
Yeah, and I will be very pissed if that happens. I've already tweeted out to Jerry Jones that it is going to be expensive if he wants Sean Payton. And
Did you really add him?
I added the Cowboys.
I couldn't find his ad, so
I added the Cowboys. I said, call Airline Drive, ask for Mickey.
Wait, let me ask you this, Kevin. Would it be a bigger injustice than Jarvis Landry having 7 catches for over 100 yards and not being the star of the game?
You have no hill to, that was like one of the main storylines was Crazy Eyes. Mike Thomas is back.
Here's the thing. People on the live stream, every week I want you to make sure whoever Andrew picks for MVP of the game doesn't win. I want you to make sure that
even Jameis got more falls than Landry, man.
Right,
Landry sucked, man.
We're gonna rig this like Barstool rigged Nickelodeon's MVP for Mitch Trubisky.
Tyrann Mathieu is literally going to have 2 pick sixes and Lutz misses 1 extra point.
You're going to win anyway, Andrew. Don't worry, Andrew.
What's your score of the game?
Anyway, got way off topic there. I'm picking the Saints, obviously. I'm going to go Saints 17, Bucks 13. So again, low scoring, not as low scoring as Andrew. And he didn't come for me through for me last week. We're still early. He's still got fresh legs. So I'm going to pick my boy Mark Ingram back in number 22. Happy to see it. Let's go. Let's roll.
Did you pick Mark Ingram last week?
Yes.
I feel like that should deduct points.
Oh, this doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that.
And just out for the blood.
Oh, let's see.
Seeing the competitive nature in me come out.
I know.
I don't enter competitions unless I try to win.
Oh yeah, I gotta.
Fuck
See,
you
people.
George.
You people are cowards. Saints 35-7. Thomas lock.
Wow.
In.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Oh my God! I'll have what he's having.
Jameis Winston, player of the game, MVP talk for Jameis. He's throwing 4 tutties. He's running for another one. It's going to be a freaking party in the Dome Sunday.
You know, it's funny. People are already talking about Jameis Winston for MVP. I hung out with a friend of mine this weekend. He was like, hey, did you see that guy that was saying Jameis Winston was going to be MVP? And I'm like, show this to me because this guy has to be an idiot. Like, look, I love Jameis. I want him to succeed, but he's not going to be the MVP of the freaking league.
Maybe
here's Ralph,
player of the year.
Yeah, maybe. And here's Ralph, shirtless before thine eyes. And he's saying the same stupid crap. God, it doesn't get me done. Jeez.
If this happens, Evan will do the live show shirtless.
This is First Take. I don't even know who this guy is.
Sure.
Some guy on First Take.
Sure. If the Saints pistol whip the Bucks and Jameis Winston looks tremendous in the process, I will do the show shirtless.
Yes.
I will do the show shirtless.
Your pick. Will you wear wrestling tights?
I mean, yeah, but you're not going to see them.
Who is this? I don't know. I don't know who this is, but it's on First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And this guy is so crazy for picking Jameis Winston as the NFL MVP of the year. He's making Stephen A. Smith look like the sane, normal one on this set right now.
Did Jameis 1 of 1 go on Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah, I know. You would think.
Apparently.
You would think.
Kevin, which pick?
This guy is making Stephen A. Smith look like the normal one.
Kevin, what's
you know
your
how hard what you have to do to make Stephen A. Smith look like the normal one?
That's right. Kevin, what's your pick?
Gentlemen,
start your engines.
We
have liftoff.
I have disappointed all of you.
Oh yes, you have. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Yeah, not gonna work here anymore anyway.
Nice. Good sound.
Bucks.
Oh my
27.
God.
Saints 21.
Oh.
Turn of the game, Juwan Johnson.
Oh. Wow.
is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, Tom.
Yes, it's horrible, this idea.
Ugh.
You can hear
Did you
a fucking
lock it
pin
in?
drop here on the podcast. That's great.
Did you lock it in?
No, I did not lock it in.
Nah. So
wow. Well, it's not. I'm still
buzzkill.
hoping for ESPN to go. Bucks across the board. I'm rooting for that. Hopefully, probably seems to work out well for us.
The Stillwater said, "I'd be worried if you didn't pick the Bucks." We need a mix. It's maybe we need.
There
to
we
mix
go.
We can't have We can't have Florida Lees across the board every week.
Jude just pondering the orb.
Jason Champagne wants you, Kevin. He wants you shirtless with the Nacho Libre mask.
I don't have a Nacho Libre mask.
And Dreamo said it was Bart
Bring
Scott.
the Nacho Libre mask.
Bart
and he'll
Scott.
wear it.
Oh, wait, hang on.
So we don't have a clip of the week because Thomas said it wasn't up to quality. Didn't meet the quality standards, the high standards.
I'll do the pod. I will not only do the podcast shirtless. I will wear these the entire time.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
Oh
I'll take
no!
that.
Wait, this is a punishment for you or for us?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B there, Dave. And I will occasionally stand up and turn around so you can see it.
Saints Rabbit says we need the traditional everyone except Terry Bradshaw picking against the Saints. That always brings us good luck. The good juju.
There.
So yeah, Thomas said that the clip of the week didn't meet his high standards, so we don't have a clip of the week. Get with the program. I know it's week one. Come on, people, pick it up. Pick it up. Got a lot of potential
content.
Like it wasn't funny. Like they just clipped like a random.
Yeah, I don't know. Thomas, explain it.
No time to explain.
No time.
That's Polish for I forgot to do it.
No, I didn't.
I like that. So
It's
listen,
less meats and cheeses for you this week.
just incredible show tonight. And by the way,
Yes.
the Friday show is going to be amazing at Port Orleans. I don't even know the RSVP number, but we still have some cups left. RSVP if you haven't, so you can get your boys are back up. My wife has done an amazing job.
My wife.
We got a freaking stage. We got Andrew from Sports Drink. He's gonna help us out running the audio. We're gonna have prizes. We're gonna have Budridge helped us out with trivia.
The next time we get together, it's going to be in person.
It is. It's gonna be freaking amazing. Go to Port Orleans. Join us.
Ralph's
Fun's
pants
gonna
just
start
got
at.
tighter.
If you've always wanted to meet Nick Underhill, he'll be there.
Yeah, maybe some
trying.
other.
No, I'm.
Oh, he's
I'm
confirmed.
trying,
You're
I'm
putting
trying
him
to
through
beg
this.
Zach Streif to be there. We'll see.
You're gonna let Nick Underhill get accosted by our fans.
Yeah.
Who needs friends when they have enemies like you, Andrew?
That's right. Yep. Connor Payton might come.
Yeah,
likely. Think
Can
he's
we get the
Nick are
magician?
gonna fight.
We want Sean Payton's brother.
That's
We
who I
shoot
want.
That's who we
Sean
want.
Give me
Payton's
the
brother.
magician.
That's who we want.
He lives in Jersey.
Thick Underhill. We'll have a live poll. We'll put up Penning and Nick's face side by side, and we'll
What if
have
they're both there? What if they're both there?
We'll decide that once
Like
and for
Time
all.
Cop then.
Did any of you guys get a phone call? I got a phone call today from a woman who works for the ticketing of the New Orleans Saints, and she literally just called me, and she was just kind of shooting the shit with me. She was just like, "Oh, I'm just making sure you're ready for the season." And I was like, "Well, the season started on Sunday. Did you watch the game? We came from behind and forth." Because she's like, "Oh, I meant the home season." I was like, "Well, you should have clarified."
I did not get that phone call.
Oh, and
She
then
wanted to scam you.
it was Carrie Albright. Her name
Probably a
was Carrie
scam,
Albright.
Dave.
No, it was not a scam. It was she didn't ask for any information, and I was like, "Hey, well, my podcast. We're doing a live podcast at Port
Can you
Orleans
plug
at
it?
7:00. Come on by. If you're if you're a
Thanks
big
for
fan.
Channel 4 to
How
let me
did she
plug the
respond to that?
live show today.
She was. I don't know. She sounded like she might have been writing that information down. I don't know.
Oh, Kevin,
Probably
are
wanted
you
to
hearing
give you-
this? Did she sound single?
No, I don't know. Can you?
Kevin,
How does a single person?
How does single sound, Andrew?
Carrie Albright, Kevin? Come on.
Make it happen.
I don't know.
Dude, if you weasel your way into the Saints ticket office, you might be onto something here.
Wargoat says Tom Payton will be there, but his magic trick will be that he's invisible.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Sean Payton will be there. He can tell the Patrick Mahomes story for the 30th time this week.
Yeah. Maybe even block me again on Twitter.
That's right. So thanks to everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting the show. Become a freaking patron. We're amazing. We had 2,700 downloads on Monday. It was incredible. So guys, thanks to Dave, to Andrew, for Kevin, for me, for being shirtless. Thomas running the show back in Poland, the best podcast producer in the freaking world. Guys, remember, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, you should support the one with the host that's shirtless and that wins awards. Until next week, until Friday, the bar is closed.
All right, now it's my time to shine on Queen Elizabeth.
Want to know who dat?